we're recording.
So yes, if you could start recording.
Just quite often forget that bit.
Brilliant, you're recording. I can see that now.
Yes.
So should we just ground ourselves a little bit?
Yep. I definitely need grounding.
Yeah. Okay. So if you just like to close your eyes, and if you're sitting down or maybe standing, I'm standing, I have a standing desk, just feel your feet firmly planted on the ground. And if you're lying down, just imagine that your feet are on the ground, and imagine the roots of yourself coming through your feet, through the soles of your feet, through the ground, through the layers of your home, through the earth, and down, down, down into Mother Earth, into Gaia. And feel all of that nurturing, beautiful energy that is available to you from Mother Earth. And just breathe in that energy up through the roots, up through the earth, up through into your room and into your feet, into your legs, into your body. Creating a sense of strength of confidence, and a deep calm, knowing that whatever you need to face, you can face it. You've got the strength of Mother Earth grounding you. And just let go of anything that has been on your mind up until to this point now. Just be present for the next 55 minutes or so. Just know that this is your time to switch off from everything else. This is just for you. And take a nice deep breath and relax. And bring yourself back into the room. Okay. So, who wants to go first? Any questions, any thoughts you want to share about how your week's been?
Oh, Lee, lovely.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Would you like to share first then, Lee?
Come on, Lee, tell us, how was your week?
It was good. It was really good. I've done 4 days of tapping out of 7, I have to admit. But then those extra days were just really busy, and quite positive. So I didn't feel I needed to, which is probably naughty. But anyway, there you go. I did all the things that I said that I would do. So I went to the gym every day, and I did exercises for my back, and so yeah, it was a really positive week.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's really good. That's really good. And I think just a word of warning, because when we feel good, it's easy to let some of the things slip that help us feel good, because we're feeling good and don't really need it. And then we get out of the habit again. So even if it's just tapping on the points, I can't remember which ones you do now, Fiona. It's
Beginning,
this one,
under,
here, and here. So even if you just do that 3 times in the morning without saying anything, you're still reducing your stress response. You're still setting yourself up for a really calm day. So whether you feel you need it or not, it's really just to get into the habit of it.
And what I would also add to that, Jane, is that we talked about when our cup is full, when we are absolutely full up. That is when
I've lost you guys.
Have you lost? Who have you lost? Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah. Okay. So when your cup is really full and you're feeling really good, what we want to do, the intention, and this is what maybe is a visual, is that you want to keep it topped up, topped up, topped up. So you're literally oozing out. Because when we just start to let it go down just a little bit, even if it's just down to here, we're still having that feeling of like, okay, well, maybe I'm still feeling really good, but then the next day you're feeling really good and maybe it'll come down here. And before you know it, it's down here. So constantly feel like you're topping up your cup, but actually you're topping it up and it's overflowing. Does that make sense? And if it's not a tapping, just sit and breathe. Do 6 breaths. Bring yourself back into this present moment, because we don't realize how much we start to gain momentum on that treadmill of busyness before it's too late. So this is why I say the non-negotiables, like every minute, every hour or something, 1 minute. Okay, where am I? Am I grounded? Just to check in. Am I grounded? Okay, let me just ground myself. Let me just take some deep breaths. Back on again.
I did take actually time this week, which I was quite surprised about, was actually to go and lie on my bed.
To do what, Lee?
To actually go and lie on my bed.
Oh, wow.
And before I was like doing massages, I was actually putting myself, which is probably the first time in 20 years, is actually take about a 5-10 minutes sort of like, you know, just totally relax, just clear my mind before I actually went into a treatment.
That is absolutely brilliant.
And the trouble is, I've been in an industry which is like, you know, relentless if you work in a spa, so you don't ever get that.
Yeah. That is, and I know you well enough to know that that is something that's really out of your comfort zone, actually.
Yes, it was, and it's more in my comfort zone to go to the gym and sort of like, you know, and do that, but actually to sort of say, right, but I have been very conscious this week about sort of like, you know, walking, going for a walk, spending more time sort of like, you know, taking that fresh air in, which is beautiful at the moment.
Yeah.
And yes, I think I felt like I really had a turning point, and that was definitely from Saturday.
Brilliant.
Can I just say one thing there? Because I've got to say, what I'm hearing from you, from everything you've decided there, is that you are consciously making those connections. So it's not just on this, I've got to go here. You have consciously made those decisions to take time out, to look at what is in nature, to act. And this is the key. It's living consciously.
Yeah, definitely. And also the other thing is I've noticed is just sort of like I thought about it more. I mean, I there's no doubt about it, even in over the years that I've known you, sort of like I thought about the tapping, but then it's sort of like, you know, 1 minute it's a thought and next minute it's gone and you're on to the next thing. And I think this week has definitely taught me that, you know, to actually sort of say, stop, and actually do what your thoughts are coming to sort of, you know, fruition.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. It's been a bit like sort of I don't know, someone giving it just sunk in this time.
Brilliant.
It takes a while, I have to admit, but anyway, there you go.
Brilliant. Well, I think sometimes, you know, it's the repetition, you know, and because we had the whole day together where we kept reinforcing the same message, you know, that's when it really does sink in. Quite often if we're just, you know, doing 1 week for an hour and then another week for an hour, it can take a bit longer, but having that whole day where we were just immersed in it, it helps to sort of set you up
immensely. I think, you know, it's all well and good doing an hour or whatever, but it really isn't enough. I think our lives are so busy that it sort of tends to sort of throw it out the window a bit.
Great.
But, it was great.
Thank you so much. And I'm absolutely delighted that you have had such a powerful week. Brilliant.
Well, the full moon helped, I think.
That's been a bit like this.
Have you? Oh, I haven't. You should have come round.
Anyway, Joan, how have you been this week?
just to say, I think my internet is not working terribly well at the moment. So there's a few instances there where you guys have frozen and
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's fine. I'll catch up with it because you're going to send the recording, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've had a really interesting week actually, because I kind of get the feeling that I'm not really quite sure what I'm doing,
Okay.
but I've been doing it, let's say.
Yeah.
So I've been tapping away madly, kind of, it feels like all day, every day.
Yeah.
But I suppose with the feeling that, am I doing the right thing? Am I supposed to be doing it this way? Or, you know, are my messages supposed to be said out loud or to myself, or are they the right, you know? So I'm kind of a little bit I've been doing the things that I said I was going to do. And I think it's really helped because I have a 3-month hospital appointment and I've got a hospital appointment on Monday. And normally by this stage, my anxiety is, you know, off the Richter scale.
Okay.
But I'm actually feeling okay.
Yeah.
And then one of the things with the practice is that sometimes I kind of feel okay. And when I think I will do the practice, that's when I start feeling the anxiety. So I'm just kind of curious about that as well.
Mm. So when you start to do the practice and you can start to feel the anxiety, what's that anxiety actually about? Is it about getting it right?
I don't think so. No. I'm not kind of too kind of precious about that. I sometimes where it comes from, because I did a course of CBT a couple of years back, and sometimes I would have days where I'd feel fine, and then all of a sudden, and you know, they were always asking you to identify what the trigger was, but sometimes there was no trigger, and it just, you know, I just suddenly felt this awful feeling. So I don't really know what that's all about, to tell you the truth.
Okay. It might be because this is something that I've experienced when I've been doing the tapping. So when I first trained as an emotional freedom technique practitioner, I went to my tutor for some one-to-one sessions, and he was very skilled at getting me to go really deep into the trauma, which was great because you have to go, you know, sometimes you have to go deep into it in order to release it. But what that did was that it almost created a barrier to me doing the tapping by myself, because there was this unconscious fear of, oh my God, I'm going to be connected back to those difficult emotions again, even though I knew that if I followed the process, I would feel the release. My unconscious mind or my ego was saying, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
So there might be a little bit of that going on. And my only sort of recommendation for that is just to do the tapping. So just to tap and not even worry about what you're saying. Just start the tapping around the eyes, on the chest and on the top of the head. Just breathe into it. And then if you feel like any words want to come to the surface, then speak them out loud. If you don't want to speak them out loud, you don't have to. What they've noticed is that it can be really powerful if you speak the words out loud and you tap at the same time. But the most powerful thing is the actual tapping.
Yeah.
It's the actual tapping that is the thing that really shifts the energy through the body.
And is the sequencing important, and the amount of time on each point and all of that sort of thing, or do you literally just go with the flow?
You just go with the flow. And I would say that if you start to connect to the anxiety at the beginning of the practice, you just keep tapping in whatever way, shape or form you want to, until you can feel the anxiety coming down and down. You just keep going. Okay.
Because it does work. I mean, it works for me, you know, and I do find that, like I think Fiona was saying, is that if I'm feeling fine, it's good to do it anyway, because you top up that well-being sort of thing. So I get that as well. So I think for me, you know, it's as much as I'm kind of a complete novice and stuff like that, I believe that for me, generally, I would feel a lot worse if I hadn't have done that this week.
Yeah.
I've got a hospital appointment on Monday, so I'm feeling really positive about it, you know.
Yeah, great. Fiona, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I'd love to actually, Joan. First of all, do you know what? I want to just say to you, you've done flipping amazingly well, because this is completely new, and please do not, Jesus, you know, I started doing this method on my own actually, because Gary Craig actually let you print out his 80-page book, and that's how I started doing it. So what we took you through last Saturday was really quite intense. And I think, as Jane says, you know, let go of what you feel is right, what's not right, am I doing this, whatever. Because then we get into another story, and that's not the story we really want to work on. So the story you want to work on is just, how do you feel? What is that anxiety telling you? And we don't have to, as Jane was saying, we don't need to go back into those drawn out pictures that happened. We don't need to do that. And I'm learning that more and more and more. But beauty about the faster EFT, which is what we've been doing with you, is just recognize the feeling and let the feeling go. And when we also have this feeling, bless the feeling. You know, it's like, okay, I really acknowledge it. You can bless it and talk to it and say, I really don't like this feeling. I'm really feeling shaky. I'm really feeling that I don't want to even acknowledge this, but acknowledge it. Because as soon as we acknowledge it, because it is representing something else. So when we acknowledge that feeling, we're acknowledging whatever it's representing. And then you can just let it go. Let it go. Everything it represents. That's all you need to remember. Let it go. And then you can say, okay, so then let's step out of that. Let's step into that beautiful bubble we had you in. What does it feel like? What do you want to feel? And pretend, because your brain actually has no idea what is real and what is false. It has no idea. So you pretend, you jump back into that bubble. We had the garden, didn't we? Was it the garden that we were tapping and that came up when we were doing that last week?
Mine was a beach.
Yours was the beach. Okay, so I want you to literally, physically take a step and you be on that beach. I feel freaking amazing. I am amazing. I am calm. I am confident. Whatever it is. And then really feel that and put your feet down on the ground. Okay, so really take this down simply. I did send the audio as well, didn't I?
You did, and I've used that a few times. So there was a quick question on that.
Yes.
In that practice, you actually don't tap your head, and I was wondering, is there?
Do you know what? No, and I have to say, I did that audio ages ago. I think I did it, I remember, 18 months ago, and I wasn't using the point on the head. So thank you for pointing that out. So it doesn't matter. You can add that in.
Okay.
That's the only reason it's not there.
Okay, but that was helpful. So I have used that, and then now I'm confident enough to kind of go through it myself. So yeah.
Brilliant. And that's exactly what that's about, because then you can understand a little bit of the language. You've got the script as well, haven't you? Did we send script?
No, I don't think so. Oh, you might have done that.
Let me double check. Lee, did you get the script? I know you've already had the script. Let me.
I can't remember honestly. To be honest,
I know there were quite a few.
I'd be honest with you. I had a quick look at it and I thought, no, I'll do my tapping. I'll do my sort of, my promises really, and I would go ahead that way really.
Perfect. And the script is literally, it's just a guideline, just as the audio is. But what it enables you to do is to have a bit of a structure. And then you just take it where you need to take it. You add in your language and your feelings and whatever else. So all these things are just guidelines until you really get into this, it becomes second nature. I tap when I'm walking Roxy. I'm often tapping, whatever. I'm often just standing there thinking, am I connected? No, let's just feel the roots. I do this. And this is what I want you to get to. It's like it's in the middle of the day. You're in Sainsbury's. You're queuing up amongst everyone else. You can stand there, feel your feet grounded. You can just take those 6 breaths. Use that time when everyone's hustling and bustling, and just take that time to bring yourself back. Because don't forget, when we're in these environments with lots of people, we're picking up their energy.
Yeah.
Good, bad, indifferent. So the more you focus on where you are, the more you raise your vibration, the more it's like, thank you, but no thank you. And this is literally the habits. And another question, and this is something else that is fantastic to use, when you feel a bit bleh, and you have that feeling, ask yourself, is this feeling mine, or does it belong to somebody else? Because
Definitely.
so often we absorb somebody else's feelings and we take them on our own, and then they don't belong to us. And if you have that consciousness there, thinking, actually, that is not my feeling. Use the wonder wave. Is this my feeling? Does it belong to me? No, it bloody doesn't. Okay, thank you very much. Toodaloo. Off you go. And you can separate yourself from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. You've just reminded me that's one thing I haven't been using. Probably I'm a little bit not very confident is the wonder wave.
Just keep practicing it. Just keep practicing it, because before you know it, you'll be doing it in Sainsbury's. You're like, well, do I need that packet of whatever, or do I need that one over there? Oh, yes.
So in your free Zenergy group, is it the Zenergy Zone?
In the Zenergy Zone, yeah.
You have quite a few videos for the Wonder Wave, do you? Is that right?
I've got another video that I've got in there. Joan, if you want to come into the Zenergy Zone, I do lots of different things. And every Wednesday now, in fact, I think I'm going to change it because I'm doing Wednesday and something else. But I will do a tip a week, the Zenergy tip for the week. I'm going to put it on. It was on Wednesdays, but I'm going to shift it. So there's lots and lots of different videos that you can come in and have a look at. And I will make sure, thank you for the reminder. I know I've got a video on the Wonder Wave, and I'm going to make sure that that is clearly put in there, because this is a tool that you can use for anything. Does this feeling belong to me? No. Okay. Thank you very much. Breathe into the ground. Bring that awareness back up. Put your bubble around you. Feel that feeling disappearing. You don't need to hold on to it. It's not yours.
So the wonder wave, what basis? Where does that come from? Where's the basis? Is it what's it? Okay.
It's kinesiology. So kinesiology is all about it's a biofeedback tool.
Okay.
So what we're doing in kinesiology, we use different muscles on all of the meridians that relate to those that we can use as indicators. So we use them to find out if there is an imbalance in energy. So when we look at a yes and a no, because that's what we want, we either want to know if this is a strong muscle, we know that's a yes. If it's wobbly, we know that's a no. So what it's doing is it's giving us an indicator. It's like giving us answers. So we can go down the body and think, right, what's going on? Is this meridian imbalance? Why is it out of balance? And we can find out the reason it's out of balance. So it's literally like a biofeedback tool. So it's your body saying, it's your subconscious just tuning in to Google, is it okay for me to do this? Finding out what's going on with this, what's going on. So you're just literally asking your body. Does that make more sense for you, Joan?
Yeah, I was just wondering what basis it came from. So it's kinesiology. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm aware of the time and we've got 2 practices to record for you and take you through. So this whole session's being recorded and will be sent back to you. So we'll try and make a note of when the practices start. So if you want to fast forward to them at, such and such minutes, you can do. But it's going to be roughly 30 minutes-ish in, maybe 25 minutes in. Okay, so Fiona, do you want to start with your practice first, and then I will finish with visualization to connect us to our inner being and things.
Yeah. So ladies, what we thought we'd do is just go through the tapping here. Would that be helpful for you, Lee and Joan?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So let's just do that. So we can just go through a process. It won't be very long. But what I'd like you to do is to, as a moment now, we're just feeling grounded. Just feel your feet again down on the floor. And just think about what is it? What is it that you feel is still festering away, that's maybe shaking you a little bit, or whatever it is that you want to let go of. And when you've found out whatever that is, Notice, where do you feel it? Where is that sitting in your physical body? On a 1 to 10. 10 being the yuckiest it can be, 1 being nothing. Feeling calm, feeling confident. Have just an awareness of where you are on that scale. And then we're going to just start tapping. So tap at the beginning of the eyebrow, so you can use both hands or one hand, whichever you prefer. Remembering to breathe through this as we do so, and just say after me, I release and let go.
I release and let go.
Of any anxiety to do with this issue.
Of any anxiety to do with this issue.
End of the eyebrow. I release and let go.
I release and let go.
Of any judgment.
Of any judgment.
That I have about myself.
That I have about myself.
That maybe I'm judging myself for not doing things right.
Maybe I'm judging myself for not doing things right.
Maybe I'm judging.
Maybe I'm judging.
Maybe I'm judging
in any other way. Maybe I'm just worried about other people judging me. Breathe it through. So let go of any resentment that's connected to this, any anger. Under the eye. I release and let go of all these feelings that represent this problem. All the emotions, any sadness that I have being held into my body. Choosing to let it go onto the chest. I release and let go of feeling hopeless, feeling helpless. Any worry that's been created. Remembering to breathe. I release and let go of feeling out of control, feeling that I have no support. It's safe for me to stand in my power. It's safe for me to know that actually it is okay where I am. And it's safe for me to understand that everything is okay. Top of the head. I release and let go of anything and everything and all the stories that I keep telling myself that keep going round and round and round in my head. It's safe to open up my head and let them all go. Beginning of the eyebrow. I release and let go of any of the stories that have involved somebody else in the past, in another lifetime, in another format. It's safe for me to let them all go right now. End of the eyebrow. Let go of those judgments. I'm my own biggest critic. I'm my own biggest judger. Under the eye. All these feelings. Release and let them go. Down onto the chest. And I accept and love and honor myself right here, right now. Take a deep breath in. Hold your wrist. Blow it out. Just feel all of that tension leaving your body and say peace and take yourself to your happy space, whether that's on the beach, whether it's in the woods, whether it's in your house, wherever that may be. Notice how that feels. Feel your feet grounded, those roots coming down from the soles of your feet into the core of the earth, going down to find your unique pot of magic essence. And there it is. Look at the shape of that pot. Maybe you find it's a different shape. You see that liquid gold just swirling around. And as those roots delve down into your pot, what is it they need to bring up right now? More confidence, more inner peace, more knowingness, more wisdom, more clarity, more self-love. Whatever it is, bring that up now through those roots, all the way up into the soles of your feet, into your ankles. Feel and notice those little cells that are all touching each other and having that smile just beaming out. As they touch another one, it's like that magnetic force. That feeling comes all the way up into your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips. And feel it coming into the solar plexus and into your chest, resting at your heart. What message would your heart give you right now? Feel your breath coming in, expanding your chest, allowing you to sit taller, stand taller. Whatever it is that you're bringing up, allow it to come up into the upper part of your chest, into your throat, knowing that you can speak up and speak out with ease. You can express yourself with ease and grace. You can hear what your body is actually whispering to you. It's not just about listening, it's about really hearing what is it you need. Knowing you have the answers within you, they're all there. Bring that beautiful feeling up into your head and out through the crown. So you have this energy just coming up and over you and swirling around you. Just notice, see if it's got a different color now. And as it goes down around you, it's like swirling all around you, feeling safe inside this beautiful, beautiful egg where you are safe, that you know you can jump into at any time you need. Breathe it in, let it go. Just move your fingers and toes a little bit, just come back in. Just gauge very quickly where that feeling was. How does that feel now? Has that shifted? Has that changed? On a 1 to 10, has that gone down a little bit more? And then what I want you to do, we'll come back and just explore that in a minute. I just want you to tap around again. I forgive myself for being so hard on me. I'm so hard on me. I'm so critical of me. I'm choosing to forgive myself. Everything that represents from any message in the past where I thought that was okay, I'm letting it all go. End of the eyebrow. I release and let go of judging others, and I forgive also anybody else who's had anything to do with this situation. They were only doing what they knew how to do best at that time. Breathing it in and letting it go. Under the eye. I know I'm the master of my destiny. I'm standing in my power. And it's safe for me to do that. Onto the chest. I'm okay. And I feel, and then add in what it is you feel. Top of the head. I am. Beginning of the eyebrow. I feel. End of the eyebrow. I am. Under the eye. I feel. Taking a breath onto the chest. And I love, accept, and truly honor who I am and the journey that I'm on right now. All is well. Take a deep breath in. Blow it out. Let it go. Feel those roots coming down into the core of the earth. And I want you just to feel that energy that you have. You may want something else right now. Bring it up through that pot of essence into your roots, the soles of your feet. Just feel those cells, just happy, smiling faces. Up they come. All the way up into your calves, your hamstrings, your knees, your thighs. Just feel your body absorbing this beautiful energy into your hips, your solar plexus, your heart space. If your heart had another message for you, what would that be telling you right now? Feel that breath just expanding your chest, filling your body with oxygen, bringing it up into the upper part of your chest, into your throat, knowing that you have that right to express yourself, to actually hear the whispers from your heart and your soul. All the answers are there within you. You know deep within you what it is you need now, right now. Bring that energy all the way up through the crown of your head and bring it around you. So you're stepping into, or you're encapsulated by this beautiful energy. Breathe it in and let it go. Knowing you are safe and you are truly loved. Deep breath in, let it go. And when you're ready, move your fingers and toes and just bring yourselves back into the room. Take a note of how you feel. What is that feeling inside? How does that resonate now? And where are you on that 1 to 10? Lee, how was that for you?
Oh, I'm just ready for bed now.
Knocked out. For me, the tapping just literally puts me in such a relaxed state, and I can switch into that so quickly. I found that with meditation now, that as soon as I go to a meditation class, I'm literally within minutes of being there, just can feel this immense calm. And it's the same for the tapping, you know, sort of like it's incredible. I find it amazing. Well, there you go. And that is exactly the point. The more you do this, the more your body knows what it needs to click into. So it becomes a lot quicker and it becomes a lot more effective.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Joan, how was that for you?
Great. Really, really good.
Brilliant.
Really good. Yeah.
You see, the more you're doing it, the more your body's saying, yeah, I recognize that now. I know where I need to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the bringing the nuggets up from, you know, below the earth. I'd missed kind of that kind of one out. So that really helps as well. Yeah.
Brilliant. So does that clarify it? Has that really sort of like brought it together for you and helped you to clarify how that feels?
Yeah. Just
Brilliant.
one quick question. You know, when you said that the workshop we did was on faster EFT.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and ordinary EFT?
We go into here, we go da 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 da. There's just more, and they go into more words and things like that. The faster EFT is a little bit coming in, coming out quicker because you don't have to go into the words, because that's why people weren't using it. This is why my clients weren't using it, because they didn't know what to say. But our feelings don't always have the words. So when you just focus on the feeling, it's much easier just to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Yeah. Cool.
I've actually found that all this week, by the way, is I have been drinking more water, and also every single bottle of water I've been putting the magic mist in. So that has literally been my water supply for the whole week, and I think that has really helped an awful lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I really love flower remedies anyway, at the best of times. And I react incredibly well to them. And I think my body really, that was a really complimented this week.
Thank you. And that's the whole point of those, because they really do bring everything together.
Yeah.
Joan, you've been using yours, and then I'm going to
Yeah.
be, yeah.
Yeah. I've been using the morning and night, and then I've been forgetting to put them in water during the day. So if I remember, I just take a few more drops during the day.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ladies. Right, I'm passing you on to Jane.
Okay, so if Fiona, if you could mute everyone else apart from myself, that would be great.
Yep. There we go. And I've written the time down. Good. Oh. Classic. Sorry, darling.
Not me. Right. Okay, so just find yourselves a nice comfortable spot and gently close your eyes and start to tune into your breath. If you remember last week, we did a connection where we were calling in our higher self. So our higher self can be like, once we're connected to our higher self and we're open to receiving the messages and the guidance that they want to give us, it's like having a superpower. And quite often we dismiss gut feelings and intuition as coincidence, but it's actually our higher selves communicating with us. So this practice is just to help you to connect deeper to your higher self so that you can feel the wisdom from that connection in your everyday life. Okay, so just keep noticing your breath, just gently breathing in and out from your heart space. And we're just going to tap very gently on the 2 points that we used last week. So one hand very gently in between your eyebrows, and the other hand at the same time very gently tapping in the middle of your chest and your heart space. And we just tap gently on these points because it helps us to connect into those beautiful theta and alpha waves, those deep meditative blissful states. So as we gently tap on these points, we just affirm to ourselves, I am now willing to let go of anything and everything that is standing in my way of inner peace. I release and let go of any resistance I may have to connecting to my higher self, as I allow the fullness of the connection to my true self. And then just stop tapping and focus your breath coming in and out of your heart space. Slowing the breath down to 6 minutes on the in-breath and 6 seconds on the out-breath. So just 6 seconds, sorry, I'll do it again. 6 seconds on the in-breath and 6 seconds on the out-breath. Just allowing the breath to flow in and out of your heart. And just relax your tongue. Just relax the muscles in your tongue. Allow your tongue to fall naturally to the floor of your mouth, but just command your tongue to relax. And imagine that behind your eyes is this big empty space. Breathing in for 6 seconds and breathing out for 6 seconds. Big empty space behind your eyes and your tongue completely relaxed. Allow this relaxation to start flowing throughout the whole of your body. Relax your muscles. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the chair that you're sitting in. Notice your muscles getting heavier. And start focusing on your blood flowing through your body. The miracle of this blood as it flows through every part of your being, taking all the nutrients and the oxygen, feeding every limb, every organ. Truly is a miracle how it keeps pumping around. And you don't have to command it to do that, it just does it naturally. And start noticing what's going on in your brain. Notice any thoughts that you might be having. See the electrical impulses of the synapses meeting with the thoughts, and just imagine a switch turning the brightness down, dimming the thoughts, allowing you to rest, to be peaceful, to be calm. And then we're going to invite your higher self to come be with you now. And imagine the crown of your head opening up and your higher self coming into your body through your head, lighting up your inner being from your pineal gland in the center of your brain. It lights up this cylindrical tube that goes from your pineal gland right down through your head, through your throat, through your central column, all the way down to your pelvic floor. See this inner being lit up. Feel the love from your higher self spreading out throughout the whole of your body, expanding out from your body. So feeling your higher self, their energy outside of your body, and it's almost like they're giving you a hug. And just imagine, if you can, sharing your own love with them, your own love and appreciation for guiding you, for keeping you safe. Feel this lovely mixture of loving energy, like a warm hug. Maybe you're noticing some tingles around different parts of your body. And what we're going to do now is just light up and switch on all of these vortexes of emotions, the chakras. So starting at the base, the root chakra, imagine this as a vortex of energy. And just ask your higher self to switch it on and let it overflow as the energy from your strength vortex, your root chakra, goes down through your legs, through your trunk, giving you the strength and confidence that you need. And then moving up to your truth vortex or your sacral chakra. Imagine this as a beautiful swirling vortex of energy. Ask your higher self to switch it on and feel the energy of truth spread out through this part of your body. And then moving up to the solar plexus, to your hope vortex. Ask your higher self to switch on your hope vortex. Imagine this beautiful swirling vortex of energy spreading out hope through the middle of your body. Next, we move up to your love vortex, your heart chakra. And ask your higher self to switch on, turn on your love vortex. Imagine that swirling energy overflowing throughout the whole of your body. And then finally, come to the throat, to the throat chakra, your trust vortex. Just ask your higher self to switch on and activate your trust vortex. Imagine it swirling around with energy and filling out the whole of your neck. And with all of these 5 chakras, these 5 vortexes switched on, you are now in faith. You are vibrating the energy of faith. Feel into this energy. Faith in you. Faith that you can do whatever you need to do. Faith that you can be whoever you need to be. Faith that you can find a way to heal whatever needs to be healed. Just enjoy this energy of faith. And moving on up from the throat, just imagine this beautiful, bright, white light that has started at your base, at your root. And as it has lit up all of those chakras, all of those vortexes of emotions, it's been pushing up any lower vibration up through the body. And now it's moving up through your head. Imagine this beautiful bright white light coming, shooting out through your crown. And as it comes out through your crown, any lower vibration that has been in your body just simply evaporates into the air around you. And imagine this beautiful bright white light is like a fountain coming out around your body, down, and as it hits the ground, it comes back into the soles of your feet, up through your legs, up through your body, and up again through your crown. This beautiful bright light. This is your connection to the core of who you are. Your connection to your divine being. Feel the protection and the love and the truth of this energy. This is who you are. You are love. Know that this energy can protect you whenever you tune into it. It's always with you, never leaves you. All you need to do is tune in and connect to feel the power of this love. So just rest for a few moments in this energy. And then as you start to bring your awareness back into your body, rather than feeling completely tired, just allow yourself to feel completely revitalized, re-energized. You're back into your body now, feeling energized, feeling revitalized, feeling ready to carry on the day with hope, with faith, with love, with strength, with trust. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, you can unmute us, Fiona.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. That was
Thank you.
beautiful, Jane.
Oh yeah.
That was
Well, the plans are out the window now, I can tell you.
well, I just think that followed on so beautifully. I'm delighted that you've got this recording that you can just play over and over and over again.
Yeah. So if you need just to wake yourself up a bit and get yourself moving, one of the things that I forgot is really good to do is just to pat yourself down the arms, down your body, and down your legs if you can.
And drink some water, ladies.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink the water.
Yeah. And just drink loads and loads of water. I'm feeling quite energized now.
Right. Perfect.
So one of the things that I will be doing, so we will be sending you the recording of this session out, and on Monday I will be sending you out some questions, because it would be really helpful for us to start getting some feedback in relation to how the workshop and this session has made you feel. So I'll be sending that out, and if you can take the time next week just to complete that would be really, really helpful.
Very helpful for us.
So just going to leave you in this beautiful, peaceful state now.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jane.
Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.